When I heard this story about John Singleton having a stroke, I started thinking about all of the movies I went to see in the theater back in the day that he had put out in those times, Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice. I went and saw all of those when they were first released. He was one of those directors that I really look forward to seeing his work. And, it was at a time when there weren't a lot of, and still isn't, a lot of Black directors out here of movies. And I also remember watching him do an interview. And in the interview, he talked about, film school and what it was like. And he was the only African American in his class. So, quite naturally, he did um, film that was based on where he came from. He came from out of the hood. So everything he put out was about Black folks. And, they would just kind of, oh, well, that's interesting. And he said he laughed because ultimately he was the only one out of that whole class that really made it to the point where he was directing film. The rest of them weren't, but they were looking down on him. I just thought that was really interesting. And I remember back in the day, he was dating Tyra Banks. And some of you that might have been around for a while, you might remember this. It was back in the Boys in the Hood time period for John Singleton, but he was dating um, Tyra Banks during that time. And for a short period of time, he was also married. I don't believe he's married anymore, but some of you might remember the actress from The Color Purple, the one that played Nettie. Nettie was his wife at one time, you know? So I don't think they are together. I think their marriage was pretty short, it was not long lasting at all. So, I'm really sorry to hear this story about John Singleton. This came out on NBC News. April 20th, 2019, John Singleton, Boys in the Hood director, hospitalized after suffering a stroke. I sure hope he recovers. You know, he's not even that old. I found out today he was 51 from the True Royal family. So it's a shame. John Singleton, best known for directing Boys in the Hood and Poetic Justice, suffered a stroke last week and remains hospitalized, his family said in a statement. Additional details, including his condition, were not immediately available. I'm sure they're not going to put a lot out there. It's really important that he has his privacy and he can recover from this whole thing. In a statement released Saturday, Singleton's family announced that the 51-year-old filmmaker was in ICU and under great medical care. On Wednesday, April 17th, our beloved son, father, John Singleton, suffered a stroke while at the hospital. The statement reads, "We ask that the privacy be given to him and our family at this time and appreciate all the prayers that have been pouring in from his fans, friends, and colleagues." So, well, I sure hope he gets better. Actress Nia Long, Arthur Neil deGrasse Tyson, and actor Omar Epps were among stars tweeting wishes Saturday for a quick recovery. Praying hard this morning for my friend John Singleton. Pull through, baby. Long tweeted. Singleton became the first Black filmmaker to receive an Oscar nomination when he was cited for his debut feature, Boys in the Hood. I'm not surprised. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. Set in his native Los Angeles and released in 1991. His other film included Poetic Justice, which starred Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur. Rosewood, and Rosewood was excellent. I remember it, y'all. I'm not going to kid you. When that first came out, and especially when it hit cable TV, I must have watched that thing about 4 times. It was just such a good movie. It really was. Might even look it up tonight. I haven't seen it in years. Singleton recent projects include TV series Snowfall and a crime drama set in the 1980s Los Angeles. So I am sorry to hear this about him. I mean, hopefully he's still young enough to pull through, and I hope he does. So my prayers go out to John Singleton, and I'm hoping for a speedy recovery for this man. And, never forget the great work that he put out. I was always happy to see his movies back in the day. I thought back then, and I still do believe he was an outstanding director, definitely underrated in his time. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.